Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in the pipeline. And so now we're going to continue with the paper S, the specimen paper of grade 3 2015. And so if you turn with me to page 15, we'll carry on with this specimen paper. And so I hope that you've had a go of this. Just have a crack at this yourself. See what you can spot. We're asked to look for 5 mistakes and then rewrite it correctly underneath. So just have a glance, press pause, see what you can find, and then when you've had a look at it, re-access into this video and we'll check through together. So then, here's what I've spotted. First of all, straight off, the treble clef is in the wrong place. It should be higher, it should be positioned up here. Remember, this is also what used to be called the G clef, sort of relating back to medieval times where the clefs moved around. And so here, this is where the treble clef should be placed. Also, the key signature should come after the clef before the time signature. If you're not sure how to remember that, remember it's in alphabetical order. We should have clef, key, time signature. So there's 2 straight away. Now here, that's in the wrong place. The dot comes after a note to show it's half as long again. And then here, we're in 4/4, but this grouping isn't correct. We shouldn't have a group of 3. Those should all be beamed together because we don't beam in 2s because it's halfway through the bar of 4/4 and we can have all of these quavers beamed together. That's the rule there. And then what have we got here? This bar looks rather full, doesn't it? How many beats have we got here? We've got 1 beat here, 3/4 and 1/4, 1 beat here. Now that doesn't make sense. However, if that was coloured in, we wouldn't have too many beats and that would be dotted crotchet quaver, which would then give us the remaining 2 beats of that bar. So that should be coloured in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's the thinking done. Now we've just got to rewrite it. So let's get going. You can do it any order you like. So there's the clef starting on the 2nd line. Then comes the key signature. Then comes the time signature. So we've got, I'm not going to do the stem straight away. You can do that if you like. So let's just get these note heads in place. Doesn't really matter. Now this coloured in. Doesn't really matter what order you do things, as long as you just keep it all accurate. Down to the B. C to finish. So this stem is okay. So now I've moved the dot to the right place. These can still be all beamed together. So now all of these need beaming together to show the rule where we can beam. Oh, just tidy that bit. We can beam all 4 quavers into a million beats worth, into a half note's worth. So here this now needs to be coloured in. So dotted crotchet, quaver, dotted quarter note, eighth note now makes the correct time. There's 2 beats, and then here's the remaining 2 beats in that bar. Just finish copying these, and then that's correct. So let's just check. We've got clef, that's 1, key signature 2, 3 is the dot, 4 is the beaming. Right, there we go, that's that done. Let's move on to the next question. So we're asked to rewrite this melody using notes of twice the value. We need to put in the new time signature, and then we need to group the notes correctly to that new time signature. So we always stay in duple time. This is 2 beats per bar, so this needs to be 2 beats per bar. These are 2 crotchet beats or 2 quarter notes, and so in order to double that, make things twice the value, this needs to become 2 minim beats per bar, and so we can see that our time signature is going to have to be 2/2, 2 half notes. And so the way we double things, we need to remove a beam, so they become a group of quavers in a triplet. We don't colour that in, that will become a dotted minim instead of a dotted crotchet, a dotted half note instead of a dotted quarter note. So again, we don't colour those in. Here we can lose the beam, so they become crotchets, quarter notes. We can lose one of those beams, so they become quavers or eighth notes. Now this one becomes a semi-breve or a whole note, so we lose that stem. Here we'll lose that beam, they become 3 quavers, 3 eighth notes in a triplet. This one we lose the beam, so that becomes a crotchet or a quarter note. Lose the beam, they become crotchets or quarter notes, and then lose the beam there, that becomes a semi-breve or a whole note. So that's the thinking done. So let's just write out these, so that doesn't need colouring in. They don't need colouring in. We do need to colour these in, and then we'll deal with the stems and beams in a moment. Doesn't really matter what order you do this in, as long as you just get through it a step at a time. Nearly there. Colour it in properly. That doesn't need colouring in. There we go. So these will have just 1 beam now as quavers, but we still need that triplet. We can't recompose this. It should sound exactly the same in this new time signature. So they just need stems now. So we can see this is now fitting. We've got the correct number of beats per bar. Put the tie in. So they just need 1 beam. That's correct. That's 2, 2. Just checking the maths adds up as we go along. So we lose one of those beams, so they become quavers, but they still need the triplet. Now I'm going to have to just change the stem for this one, because really the stem should go up, and now it's not joined, it can obey the rule that it needs to, and that doesn't need a stem at all. There we go, that's completed that. Let's have a look at this next question. So question 7 asks us to add the correct rest or rests. That's the really important point there. At the places marked with a star and these 2 melodies. So watch out, there's 2 separate time signatures. So we've got 2 separate ideas of adding rests in here. Because remember, the same rules that apply for beaming apply for rests. We need to show each new beat, and each new beat needs a new rest. So it's not just a matter of filling in the gaps. We've got to allocate the beats correctly. So we can see we've got 1.5 beats so far, and so I'm going to start backwards and start with the second half of a bar first. So we know that we need a quaver or an eighth note rest there, so that now gives us half of a bar's worth. We've got a million beats worth. Now here instead of needing to do 2 separate crochet beats, we know that we can show half a bar's rest. We've got a mini beats rest there, half notes rest there. So long as we've not straddled over the middle of the bar there, we can show each half of the bar accurately. There we go. Let's have a look at this. So we've got 1.5 beats. Those 2 complete that. So there's 2 beats. There's another beat. There's 3 beats. So we've just got 1 beat left. So that's a nice simple quarter note rest or crochet beat rest. What we got here? So we can see we've got a missing half a beat here, it looks like. Let's just check the rest of the maths. So there's 1 beat there, 1.5 beats there. So with the remaining there, that gives us 2 beats. So we've got 1, 2, 3.5. So we've just got literally that half a beat to finish, and that's now that bar complete. Let's look at this next one. So the next one, we're in 6/8, and we need to be showing those 2 groups of 3 in the way that we allocate the rests. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2 quaver beats worth of rest there. Now we can actually show that as a crochet rest, a quarter note rest, because we can see that actively shows there's that crochet beat. You can't do it the other way around though. You couldn't do that. You'd have to do that to show, but in this first case we can add just a whole crochet beat rest there. So again, here we've got to show the 2 groups. It's not just enough to just fill in the gaps. So we need to finish this group of 3 first of all. 1, 2, 3. And now we need to finish this group here, and it's going to be the same. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. That's that bar completed. So it's just being careful to show each new beat and show the allocation just as you would when you were beaming rests. So that's that question completed. We'll look at the last question in the next video. I do hope that you're enjoying this. I certainly am. I hope that it's of help to you in your studies. If you can give me a like, that would be fab. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.